Probably the number one thing that I consult on for the past, I would say 10, maybe even 13, 14, 15 years is how to help real estate agents build their marketing ad spend from a bunch of different angles to make sure it's profitable on day one and that there are leads coming in all the time and there's appointments coming in. Those appointments are resulting in signed clients. Those clients are resulting in closed commissions. It's probably the hardest thing to do in the real estate space. Yet it might be the easiest thing to do once you watch this entire video. And today I'm going to cover 3 reasons with a bonus 4th reason about why your marketing funnel is probably not working and some of the things that you can do right now and some mindset shifts that you can go through to make your ad spend a lot more profitable. Because look, at the end of the day, he or she who can spend the most amount of money acquiring a client is going to win going forward. The market is ferociously competitive right now, and your ability to run advertising on digital, on print, on voice, on all of that is going to determine going forward how successful you're going to be in this market. And I got news for you. We're not going to talk about AI at all today. That's the great thing, because I think AI has its place in real estate. It can definitely make us more efficient, but using AI as a marketing tool, probably not there yet. And I think your voice is probably more powerful than anything else you can do, because the number one ingredient that you can install into your market to get more people to work with you is fame. That's it. So let's talk about that. So there's really 3 parts to our marketing funnel. And I'm going to give this to you in really no particular order. And then we're going to loop the whole thing at the end. And I want you to stay to the end of the video because I'm going to give you one simple thing that makes all of this possible, that once you understand this one little tiny principle, I think marketing is going to get a lot easier for you. So let's get into it. So the number one part that I want to talk about today, that a lot of people, they tend to start with this and they're like, hey, if I have this down really good, this is going to work really well. And that's the funnel. And you guys are like, oh, what do you mean funnel? I don't run funnels in my business. Yes, you do. You just don't realize you're doing it, right? So a funnel could be a landing page, right? It could be a Meta or a Facebook lead form. And essentially all a funnel is like, hey, I'm going to put something in front of you. If you want what I have to access or what I'm offering, then click this little link over here and then go give me your contact information, and then I'll give that cool thing to you. So they go to that landing page. If it's a landing page, then maybe there's a success page. And this is like, hey, thank you so much for doing this. Check your email. I'm going to give it to you here in a couple seconds. In the meantime, if you're thinking about making a move, you should click below, schedule a call. This is 100%, by the way, what you should be doing with everything that you advertise. I would do 90% on landing pages, 10% on Facebook lead forms. The reason why I'm only saying 10% on Facebook lead forms is because over 50% of people who fill out Facebook lead forms don't actually know that they're giving their contact info for you. So what happens is you get all these leads at $1, and then you make a phone call and they're like, I never did that. And you're like, well, yeah, you did. There was a Facebook post that talked about the 3 ways to buy a home in San Diego. No, I don't remember that, right? They're not bad leads. They just don't remember giving you their info. They think they gave that info to Facebook. Great for $low leads, but not really good for appointment setting right now. So we have our success page. We've got our thank you video. Maybe there's a video that you have on the landing page. Maybe there's a video that you have on the success page. And then once they've come into that, hopefully if you're in the top 1%, they're going into your CRM. And then from that, you're delivering one email that delivers the promise, right? So if you're offering the ultimate guide to buy a home in San Diego, California, then that first email should deliver on that promise. Here's a little secret. On this success page right here, do not, I'm going to put no, do not deliver the goods on that success page. On that success page should be a video explaining what happens next and their ability to take the next step in the marketing funnel if they're ready. We do not want to use the success page to deliver the goods, because if we do, there's really no way for us to tell good leads versus bad leads. If you're running really, really good web technology, maybe you're using, Go High Level or HubSpot or maybe ClickFunnels or something that you can track that, then it's okay, because because I have news for you. Not everyone is going to download the thing that they wanted to download, right? We find 30% of the people in our funnel say, hey, I want that cool thing. They give you their info, they get the email, and they never click it, right? Maybe it goes to spam. Maybe a whole bunch of different things happen, right? So we don't want to give that to them on the thank you page. We want to say, hey, it's on your way. Go to your email, check there, because everything great comes from email. We want to tell them that. And then if you're like most of our clients are facing challenges 1, 2, and 3, then here's the resolution. If you want the answer to that, then click below and book a call with us. That's kind of like the ideal funnel that we want to work, right? And then after you give them, I'm going to say the confirmation or the delivery email, then you should have 3 emails that simply ask for a call. That's it. So I've helped so many agents build a funnel like this many different ways, and they launch it and they're like, it didn't work. Like, Steve, you told me all this technology that we're going to invest in. I built the funnel, I built the landing page, I did this cool video, like, check out all these emails fire. And nobody sets an appointment and they get super discouraged. Well, if that doesn't work, then we move on over to phase 2 and we try to diagnose what happened there. And in phase 2, let's change colors because I'm festive today. We're going to talk about the media and copy. So the media and the copy either goes number 1 in organic content or number 2 into paid ads. It doesn't matter how good your funnel is. If the media and the copy, whether it's image, whether it's video, whether it's carousel, whether it's ManyChat, whether it's link clicks, whether it's Facebook lead form, it doesn't matter. If the media and the copy are subpar, it does not matter how good your funnel is, right? Because nobody's ever going to go through the funnel. Because if the media on the front end is terrible, people are going to assume what you're offering is terrible as well. So if I had to index right now, and we're gonna kind of go like step 1, 2, and 3. If I had to index between these two, which one of these two do you think that I would over-index on before I even went through the pain of building the entire thing? Yeah, it's the media, right? We definitely want to over-index on the media because the media is kind of like our audition, right? I remember like during my high school and college days and a little bit after college when I was a musician full-time, or I should say the majority of the time, not full-time. And, I'd try for all these auditions, but I could never get the audition if there was nothing in front of them worthy of giving me that audition. Maybe they didn't see me at a show. This was before YouTube. I wish we'd had YouTube when I was doing music full time. I think everybody always says that in the past. There would have had to have been some level of an audition for them to give me the audition, right? So that's what we call media and copy. So look at media and copy as your audition to get somebody over to your marketing funnel. If you have a terrible audition, nobody's going to go to the marketing funnel, right? So what are some of the things that we can do to make our media and copy really good? Well, understanding the framework of hook, story, offer is probably your quickest way to a client, right? The first 3 seconds of the video, do I know exactly what I'm going to get in this video? And can you deliver on that throughout the type of video, whether that's a carousel, an image, a video, like doesn't matter how you do it. Is there something that the instant that I look at this, I know exactly what I'm going to get? And you have some level of a process to achieve that within this video. Now, some people will tell you like to create video and copy where it just says like, hey, I got this thing, click here and go get this thing. And sometimes that works, but it doesn't work all the time. What works really well is a story, a hook, and then a story, right? Blend those into two. And then tying that into what you have to offer, right? So it could be a story about a client that did something wrong and everything fell apart. But once they did something right, it all worked. And hey, by the way, if you're thinking about buying a home in Carlsbad, California, we, because of that, developed this 51-page guide. It's every single thing that you need to know to buy a home in 2025. Just click below. It's my gift to you. It's totally free. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you. That would be a way to take a story and then lead into the offer. That's a part of the media. Now, we can do that via video. We can definitely do that via carousels. Some people do this really well at carousels. We can do this with an image and put the entire story in the description. There's a whole bunch of ways that you can do this. And by the way, a lot of this that I'm talking about is like Facebook and Instagram ads, not necessarily YouTube and Google Display. That's a little bit different of a process. So as I walk you through all this, I just want you to have the cap of like Facebook and Instagram ads because I think it's going to make it easier. So if you get that right, then we have permission. The whole purpose of media is to get permission to ask for the order. That's it. That's the whole purpose of creating media. It's not nobody's going to see one video and one funnel with one message on one day, one time, and become your $3 million client. It's not going to happen. And what I mean by that, if somebody's in the market for a $3 million home in your market or an $800,000 home in your market, and they see one really, really well-produced video, the odds of them seeing you for the very first time and then going through that funnel for the very first time and then getting an email from you for the very first time and then 3 follow-ups for the very first time, and then maybe a phone call and a text or an SMS, and then them becoming your client is probably pretty low. But here's the weird thing. A lot of real estate agents have that expectation with ads. They're like, I'm going to spend $5 a day for like 20 days, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to shut it off. Well, I'll save you the money right now. Just don't do it. It won't work. The only reason why it won't work is because people need to see you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in order to make an educated decision. It's really much like you're watching this video as well, right? We need repetition in the brand because the number one ingredient to scale in real estate is fame. I said that earlier in the video. I'll tell you again, the number one ingredient for scale in real estate is fame. So if we've got phase one, our funnel, and then phase two, our media, and let's say that you go all in with the media and you feel really good about the video and the description's good. Hopefully you didn't use ChatGPT. And I'm not a fan of ChatGPT. I actually use AI all day, every day. I would just never write in that voice because it's disingenuous and it's not your voice. Now I know you can train it and do all these things and make that voice yours over time, which is great. And there are certain times when you would use that. But when it's time to use your voice to the masses, your voice is your most valuable asset. So I would not outsource that because you're going to commoditize your content, and commoditize content. Trust me when I tell you, it doesn't work. So let's say that you do the media, you're super happy about it, you got the whole funnel built out, you launch the ad campaign, and it still doesn't work. So now you're like, well, I got the media right. I got the copy right, I think. The funnel's working. I test the whole funnel. I've got tracking installed. I'm looking at a dashboard. All these cool things are happening, but I'm not getting the quality leads I have. Then we move over to phase three. And let's do yet another color. We'll be super festive today. And that is the offer. The offer is what is the very thing in the media that I'm asking for that the media is driving into the funnel that I'm saying, hey, give me your info right here for, right? It doesn't matter how good the media is. It doesn't matter how good the funnel is. I'll erase all this here. If your offer is terrible. So if I was a Porsche dealership and I said, hey, come in today for a Porsche test drive and we'll give you a $5 Starbucks gift card. Technically, the Starbucks gift card is free. Well, not technically, it is free, right? I don't know what you can get for $5 at Starbucks anymore, but the offer is not good enough for me to take action. Now, if you go to the opposite end of the thing, if I say, hey, we're going to give away a free 911 Turbo S today to one lucky winner as long as you take a test drive. They're going to have 50,000 test drives that day, right? Now, would I give away a 911 Turbo S? It's a $300,000 car for test drives? Absolutely not. You would lose money doing that because the majority of those people, if not all of them, probably not going to buy a Porsche, especially a Turbo S. They're probably just coming in there trying to win that. So it works kind of both ways. If you go super crazy on the offer, you're going to get a whole bunch of people in, but no clients. And if your offer is way too weak, then you're going to get nobody in and you're going to build the media and the funnel and nothing's going to work, right? So if I was looking at this entire thing, so how do you define, before I get into this, how do you define a really good offer? An offer is characterized, this is my definition, nobody else, is something of value, something that is valuable in a given amount of time. What do I mean by that? It's really simple. If you're thinking about buying a home in the next 60 days, there's 4 things you need to know to save $10,000 on your next purchase. That's a really good offer, right? If you're about ready to start the process of purchasing a home in San Diego in the next 6 months, there's a simple 5-step checklist that will help you save you money and identify your home in record time while the rest of the market suffers, right? So there's definitely a component of time around it, and there's a piece of value that I get in exchange for that. Now, here's the good thing. In real estate, we don't charge for any of this. All this stuff is free. So I don't need them to pay $100 or $200 or join my mastermind at $3,500 a month. We don't need any of that stuff. We just need to say, is the offer that I'm giving away at least 10 times more valuable than the value you associate with your contact info? And I'll give that to you again. Is the offer that I'm giving you at least 10 times more valuable than the value that you place on your contact information, which in this case, if it's a guide, it would be first name and email address. If the answer is yes, if it is 10 times more valuable to where somebody's I think this is valuable enough for me to give them my email. I know he's probably going to email me back a whole time to get me to be their client. And you guys have to understand this. Consumers aren't stupid, right? They understand that when I give you contact info, somebody's probably going to reach out to me. And in general, if you were to ask 1,000 people their opinion on a real estate agent, a good majority of them are not going to have a terrible opinion, but they're definitely not going to have an amazing opinion. So we have that working against us as well. All these things in marketing need to cross your head when you're going to put money behind a campaign, because the marketing should combat all of these objections, right? So is that offer 10 times the value of my contact information? Is it super vague, right? Probably not going to work. Is it something that I can use AI for or Google to find? Probably not going to work. Even if you package it really nicely, it's in an awesome PDF and it's delivered with a big red bow on top. If they can find it with AI or if they can find it with Google, they're probably not going to convert very well. I would be testing at any given time 3 of these. I'm not going to give you the 3 right now. It's 3 million things, right? There's a whole bunch of different things you can test. But again, if I can do it outside of what you can Google, what's outside of what you can use on ChatGPT, it's probably going to do pretty well. So we went backwards on this. We have offer, we have media, and we have the funnel. So in order of importance would be offer, media, and email, or funnel, because you can't build one without the other. So if you want to start an ad campaign and you want to start driving leads, whether it's just an email registration, whether it's a PDF download, whether it's a webinar, whether it's an in-person workshop, don't sleep on in-person workshops. They do very well, especially if you can get somebody else to cover the cost of you building that whole thing. There's probably nothing more valuable than you getting in front of 25 people in person and explaining the buyer process, even if nobody buys. And this is important, even if nobody buys, because the more people in your market that understand that you are the local trusted resource for everything real estate in that city, the better you're going to do. Now, this will work astronomically better if you focus on one city. Right. So if I cover like all of San Diego County, I've got to spend a lot of money on marketing to get that tailwind of marketing kick in. Whereas if I just focus on the city that we live in, Carlsbad, California, there's like 120,000 people here. It's a lot easier for me to create these ads and content to get everybody to understand who I am much quicker. I told you at the beginning of the video, there's going to be a fourth bonus that makes everything like super easy. So I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to make this super big, and that's brand. Brand is probably the most important thing, right? So I'm going to say this is number 4, even though I didn't put that up there. Number 4 is brand. And I have this thing that kind of encapsulates this entire thing. Okay. So take somebody like me and then take somebody who you would say would be a million times more famous than me, maybe like an Ed Milet or a Dave Ramsey or an Alex Hormozy or a Grant Cardone or a Gary Vee. We could build the exact same offer. We can build the exact same media. We can build the exact same funnel. And all of them are going to significantly out-convert me in their funnel because they already have the brand that built the trust that says, hey, if Gary Vee is willing to do this right now, it's probably legit. And I have a lot of trust, like maybe the offer's good, maybe the media is okay, maybe the funnel's okay. But because of his brand, I'm willing to overlook the quality of all that stuff because if he's offering this, it must be valuable. So you may be thinking, well, like Steve, like I don't have a brand. Like, why does this matter? And the more that you do this, the more that you're going to build a brand. It's just that simple. The more that you do this, the bigger your brand does. Now, the longer form content, kind of like what you're watching right now, all YouTube. I would put all this on YouTube. The short form content should lead to the longer form content. The long form content should lead to the action you want them to take. So if you have no brand right now, if you haven't committed to a very specific market or maybe a niche market that you're in, could be a type of a client, it could be a type of real estate like multifamily or single family or luxury or water view or, big homes or small homes or condos and townhomes. It doesn't matter. When you pick something specific and you talk about that every single day and you have offers and media and funnels that support the brand to do that after a given amount of time, maybe $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month in ads, what you're going to find is people will now know exactly how to experience who you are as a professional. And you'll notice your copy is going to get better. The cost per view is going to go down. Your cost per registration is going to go down. Like all this happens the more that we do it. It's actually a pretty simple thing. And it's not super expensive. It, maybe $1,000 to $3,000 a month that never turns off. And we just continue to feed in that content over and over and over and over again, right? That's the secret. So if your funnel is not working, number 1, check your offer. Number 2, when you have a good offer that you feel like you're good, redo the media. Make sure the media is super engaging. You're delivering exactly what you want, and consumers know exactly why they're going from the media to the funnel part. When they go to the funnel part, make sure that video is very well put together. There's an easy way for them to take action below, like meaning if you're doing a video, you're saying, and if you're one of these people that wants X, Y, and Z, then click the button below, give me your first name, give me your email. I will give you the entire roadmap. It's totally free, my gift to you. And if you have any questions, I'm here for you, right? If you have that whole thing down and you do that enough, what you will find is that your brand will automatically set in. As a 5th bonus, really quick, if I talk about San Diego condos, then Del Mar Luxury, then Carmel Valley School District, and then Carlsbad Surfing, and then Encinitas like Leucadia Living Lifestyle, people don't know who you are. You confuse them. It's too big. It's too much. And they tune out really quick, right? If you follow Gary Vee, it's the same message for 15 years straight. That's what it takes to build a brand. In fact, if you want to build a brand and you want to learn a simple 3-step ad process that we do, that I coach all of my clients, there's actually a challenge coming up. Just go to stevechallenge.com. I'll put a link in the description below. You can click there. and join. It's 2 days. We'll probably add a third bonus day. I will walk you through the exact 3-step simple ad process that I coach all of my clients through. It's actually a lot easier than you think. And you just need to make a lot of video, like video is your friend. And I'll show you a really easy way to do that to get that live right away. We do one of these every single month. Hundreds of people join me. It's awesome. I think you're going to totally love it. I'll put that up again. That's stevechallenge.com. I hope to see you on the next one. And otherwise, remember, offer first, media second, funnel third. Do that enough times, the brand sets in. When the brand sets in, everything gets easier. All right. Hope this was valuable. See you on the challenge and on the next one.